He's back! Hello everyone and welcome back to our latest in the FPL price changes video, and to a very important one. This is probably one of the most chaotic times in the transfer world in FPL at the moment, but no worries because I'm here to condense it all to you as well as possible in the space of around 6 or 7 minutes. So without further ado, we've got a lot to cover today, so let's jump straight into it and see what's been going on. And how else could we start when talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, whose price was announced today at 12.5, and he's going to be listed as a forward, as many people expected, the same price as Harry Kane and Mohamed Salah started at this year in FPL. Now, normally at this point, I'd go through listing stats about this particular player and whether they're worth the money, whether you can make your mind up on this player, but it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Don't really need selling to you, does he? What could be key though and important to mention is how this could affect United's formation and starting 11. With the arrival of Ronaldo, obviously playing up front, it's going to mean that Greenwood probably moves out to the right to occupy that spot that Dan James started against Wolves at the weekend. And not that Dan James was anything of a threat to Mason Greenwood anyway, but he's going to be moving to Leeds, so there's no competition really for Greenwood out there on the right other than Sancho, who has been playing on the left and has shown himself quite accomplished there until Rashford gets back from injury, which isn't going to be until around October. The 19-year-old himself is set to rise in price tonight, Mason Greenwood, after bagging a goal in each of United's opening 3 fixtures. FPL Nacho covered Greenwood last night, so we're not going to talk too much about him. You can go and watch that video if you want to delve a bit more into Greenwood's stats and performance. But what is key to mention is that Ronaldo's price is going to be locked for a certain amount of time after his debut. So although there is an endlessly long list of reasons to get Ronaldo in this game week, fearing a price rise isn't actually one of them. His price has come in at 12.5 obviously, and it will stay at that until a certain amount of time after he's played the opening day against Newcastle. We've seen the same thing this season with Lukaku, and the rules do change each year in FPL, so we have to do a bit of backwards mathematics to figure it out, but it looks like Lukaku's price has been locked for around a week or so after he actually played his first game. Another factor in Ronaldo's price, and especially affecting things like Bruno's transfers out, which the majority of people are doing to try and fund this Ronaldo move, is wildcards, and the fact that those transfers that we know on wildcards don't count towards price changes. As FPL Nacho mentioned the other night, wildcards are notoriously famous for being played over the international break, and a massive amount of them have been done so before game week 4. So it's key to take things like Bruno dropping tonight with a pinch of salt, and obviously also, as I mentioned, Ronaldo rising in price isn't going to happen for quite a while yet. Fix uses the percentage of people that are playing the wildcard to adjust these transfer values. However, it's been having a bit of trouble today, probably trying to keep up with all you lot trying to bring in Ronaldo at this point. Another thing to bear in mind with Bruno Fernandez is even if he does drop, his price has actually risen before to 12.1, and so sellers will still get 12.0 for him either way, whether they sell now or actually after he's dropped in price by 0.1. Nevertheless, Ronaldo's statistics in terms of transfers do make for funny reading, with 67.3% per hour his rising rate and 313,000 transfers in the period from which his price was released to actually 5:30 PM. In summary from all that, don't worry about Ronaldo's price quite yet, take Bruno's drop with a pinch of salt, and Mason Greenwood will probably rise tonight. Of course, all this information is changing quicker than ever, and so it's really important that if you want to keep up to date with all of it, you download the free app or head over to fantasyfootballfix.com to keep on track with all the price rises and falls all the way up until the deadline of 1 AM. There's a lot of other players that we could mention today, but one that I do actually want to pick up on is Shane Duffy of Brighton, who scored only 1 point in Brighton's 2-0 defeat to Everton last weekend. This doesn't mean much though, as there's good justification for bringing in the Irishman, with his 14-pointer last week and 17 points in total, facing a Brentford side who are newly promoted up next. Shane Duffy's registered 8 shots in total this season, as you can see to the left of me, and that's the most amongst all the defenders in the game, with Matip in second and the top 6 spots in total all being centre-backs so far, ahead of Trent and Cancelo in 7th and 8th. Duffy's currently at 106.7% in price progression and expected to rise tonight up to 4.2. Brighton face Brentford, Palace and Norwich in their next 5 fixtures, so there's good potential for clean sheets there, on top of that attacking threat that we know Duffy has. And over 65% of the transfers in for Duffy are for the man we're going to be talking about next, and that is Kostas Tsimikas. Tsimikas is set to drop in price tonight after losing his spot to the fully fit Robertson, who's returned to the Liverpool starting 11. With FPL players, every 0.2 they rise, you get 0.1 back for that player when you sell them. So Tsimikas is a good example of this, where he's risen twice now to 4.2, and you can currently sell him for 4.1. The left back is set to drop in price tonight, and so if you've been holding him from the start, you'll actually only be able to get yourself 4.0 back if you sell after he's dropped. So essentially, if you're on a wild card or you're selling Tsimikas in your transfer plans this week and you don't have any money to spare, now is the day to take out Tsimikas, and you should probably do it before tonight. Another defender I do want to mention quickly is Dele of Norwich, who looks set to become the first 3.9 defender option this year. So if you're looking for someone to sit at third sub on your bench, tomorrow might be the day where you can bring in that 3.9 defender, or if you're currently sat at a dilemma on your wildcard where you're 0.1 off, having those moves you want to do, you can now bring in Dele and have him sit at that third sub position as mentioned. Neither Dele or Tsimikas are quite at the 100% threshold yet they need to reach in order to reach a price drop, but projected stats show they're going to reach that by tonight and could both drop in price. As always, a friendly reminder that price changes can alter very, very quickly, and there are a lot of other players I wanted to mention tonight that I couldn't quite squeeze into the video because we've only got a limited amount of time. To check out all those players for free and so much more with Fixed Premium, you can head over to fantasyfootballfix.com or download the free app where you can put on push notifications for all the players you want to know about when they're going up or down in price. As always, you can find all the links to this in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also turn on the notification bell so you don't miss every day when we upload this series. Speaking of every day, it is the international break at the moment, and so we're not going to be able to cover every single day in terms of price rises, but we are going to keep doing this series over the course of it. We'll be bringing some more new and exciting content to you as well. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon in the series of our price changes videos. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.